Hello folks, this is Adam yet again, Smith Welding and Restoration. We're doing a little bit of collision work today. I've knocked a bunch of this out. See where it's spiderweb? I actually knocked that back out from the inside. These you can access almost all of it from in here till you hit the inner wheelhouse structures. And I actually have various implements of destruction. I slide down in there to pull those out. We'll do a quick walk around here. We've got the damage there. Yeah, that bad one, that bad one. I'll have to pull this light out in order to massage that out. I'll pull the light to paint it anyhow. This is the quick and cheap repair. You know, good, fast, cheap. Pick any two. This is fast and cheap. We're going to do a minor repair right there on that bumper cover. We're not stressing a whole lot of time on it. We've only got X amount of hours, and those will mostly get chewed up just in shooting this fucker. That's getting replaced with that part. Salvage yard part. Somebody rattle canned it, so we'll have some body work to do on that too. Like I said, this is a quick this door here, I told him flatly, we got a rocker cover down there that's over there to snap on. It actually matches color, so all we gotta do is put it on. But this door here they replaced. I said, yeah, no problem, but it's going to cost you $200 for me to pull that door and paint it right. Or you can forget about the jam, or you can do it yourself. And he opted to lower his rate significantly by just shooting the outside of this. I'm not going to worry about the inside. It's not that kind of car. You want the outside looking straight and clean. So that's what we're going to do. I promise you guys some more work coming up, actual work. There's that tank the next day. It's still awfully soft, but it laid out real good. I'm happy with it thus far. I don't even think I'm going to have to wet sand it. I may a little. We'll see how Bob likes it. Camera's rolling and the compressor's screaming. I got as much of that pounded out as I could. Spent about an hour on it. Got it close. The thing I'm worried about is the body line here. The other side, it's just gone. I don't know if I'll be able to get that back in there or not. I'll show you. There we go. That's the other side. And what I've done, I need to set up a tripod at some point on these little fixes like this. But I went in with line file and 36. He showed me highs and lows, and I attacked all that shit, all low spots, with a roll lock on an angle grinder, a little 3-inch roll lock. I'm going to get some fiberglass mixed up and let you see that. Good morning. Ignore the compressor, it's still running after this. This is where we're at. I got it straightened out best I could. We laid down fiberglass. I took line file with 36, 80 grit on a DA, and my roll lock for any pesky areas. I try to keep speaking loud so you can hear me over that damn compressor. This side was the worst side, but I mean, we're regaining a lot of our body lines again. Okay, back here again. I got the second coats of fiberglass. I gotta do some DA work here because the line file won't work in this compound mess of angles. But we've reestablished the line here. We've reestablished this line here. And this actually is supposed to be concave through here. We're going to get a lot of it back, but not all of it. We're going to start putting on the body filler itself. Got this line reestablished properly. It's pretty damn straight. Got a lot of this filed out, filled in. This body line right here doesn't exist. That's fiberglass. I couldn't, in any reasonable amount of time, reestablish that line. And back in this section, it's lost behind up behind the wheelhouse and all the frame structure inside. It starts like right here, I think. So it's real hard to get this area up here. Down here. Find our highs and lows as we go. I planished them back down with a body hammer. When you're planishing with the body hammer, you hit flat and you just drag it down the part. And that brings this contour back true. It's not bad. Alright, so I'm at the bottom of this bucket, right? And this shit isn't near as pliable. It doesn't have the flow that it does at the top of the bucket. We'll bring you some of this plastic honey. Generally what I like to do, put about, I don't know, probably a teaspoon in there. I've got a lot of mud laid down there to throw on this Impala. But I'll take this stuff, and if you want a special bucket just to blend up real extra easy flow, you take a brand new bucket, because they're only full to about here, and you dump a third to half a bottle of that plastic in there and mix it up, because as it activates with the particles in this bucket, it'll flow out. You can get a bucket of this to flow out much like this, though this still sands easier and it stays more flexible. Car lot shit, this is the trick to use when you got to use all the polyester fillers and everything, and substitute. Substitute when pennies really count. I don't use new putty spreaders, mud spreaders on car lot cars. I just recently picked up a set of these and I really dig them. I saw Jeff use them. I said, fuck, that looks nifty. I like how they respond better. I can pull my mud tighter. It seems like, I feel like I'm doing better body fill, body work. It seems like there's less work to do shaping, fewer pinholes I end up with. But I mix this stuff in overall before I apply the hardener. We'll go ahead and make sure this is kneaded out. It's almost gone, but you don't want them separating. It makes a hell of a mess on your palette. Yeah, I might have done a little too much hardener there. It don't matter. This stuff's going to go down quick, and what's left, as you can see, I had short strand fiberglass on this board beforehand. I like these little plastic ones. I got an old Mud Hawk, like a plasterer's Mud Hawk. It has a T-handle on the bottom, like the painter's palette. And those work damn good too. I just knock it down flat, and then when it gets to be too much, I take a DA or a line file with 36 or 80 and file it down. And they're good. These are convenient when you're turning around stuff quick, where I may not have enough time to let what's on the palette cure. I've got 3 of these pads. They're cheap enough, and I use them till that page lifts off of the book, or I got too much trash in it. And then I'll take and tear the page off. But I got 3 of them hung up. If the page is still wet, I grab the next one. If I only had one, I just tear the page off and move on to the next page if I'm trying in between coats. I've contaminated myself between coats where I had residue left on the palette. Alright, you're going to walk with me, see how this works. There you go. You watch the car wreck happen before your very eyes. Again, we've got 2 separate body lines here I'm trying to bring back and give shape to. these swipes are going to be in this area focused, and I'm only actually going to drag my knife this way, my spreader this way rather. Take that whole thing. Usually I like to hit it from both directions, but that's a concave surface there if you'll recall. You want to preserve that as well as possible. Again, this is the passenger side. It's not near as bad as the driver's side was. This one comes up quick and easy. And I have mixed hot plate. That should give me something worth sanding off. You know, repairs like this, not how much or how well, it's how much. I know carpenter, when I was learning how to do plaster restoration, explaining your first coats are always how much, not how well. It's kind of the same philosophy with the car lot cars. It's not how well, man, it's how much. If you're using a lower expense material, just get on the fucking thing. You can pull it tight, make your life easier later, great. If not, you're gonna mix up a lot. You're using way more than the prescribed amount of product on these. Get it on the car, let the file figure out where all the lines are supposed to be later if you have to. It works. Definitely not sexy. Not the highlight of my career, but, you know, just like all you fellas were hollering back at me about, I'm not apologizing for doing half-assed jobs, and I don't lie to people about it. I've looked them in the eye and go, you want it for that price, it's going to be a half-assed job, or even specifically, I've stated, you're going to have a bubblegum duct tape fix. Sorry. If you want it done right, you can more than double your price, but I do it right. You know, gotta cut stuff out, weld it. No, just my care was, no, can't you just spray some foam up there and cover with fiberglass? Yeah, I can. Well, that's what I want, and that's all I'm paying for. Okie doke. So, buyer beware. Car lot cars across America, around the world, I'm sure, no doubt. You're buying these cars. Interesting thing about fiberglass is, if you don't know any better, it can sound an awful lot like metal when you tap at it. It's got a very similar ring to it. Go over to this side, see what trouble we can get into. This plate's sitting up on me already, but we'll have enough time to get this out, I think. But you know, I try to be realistic with everybody out there too. Hobbyists, and showing the projects that they get to work on because they want to, I think is amazing. You know, I'll never downplay anybody for that. But, you know, this is about bread and meat. You don't make no bread, you don't eat. So, we give them what they want. And these jobs, I size them up, and I mean, literally, this one, I said, well, it's this price, and this is what I'm going to give you. You've got 45 minutes aside to get the metalwork as straight as I can get it. Past that, if it's still in bad shape, and it was, you're getting fiberglass, and usually I won't even expense fiberglass on these jobs because they don't care. In Iowa, there's no limit law. It doesn't matter if it's a day, an hour, a week, or a month. It's buy as is. So if they can get off of the lot with signed documents, they're hit. You're done. You bought a car in all of its glory. and any problems it may have. I try to do work that'll last at least as long as the car. I know it sounds funny when we're talking about using spray foam and fiberglass, but I try to do work that'll last at least as long as the car. Most of these cars don't have but a 2 or 3 year lifespan left in them when they leave here. And that's life in the used car industry, I guess. I worked for a few lots when I was doing service work. On the mechanical side, it's a nightmare working for those guys. Worse than doing the body work. I mean, the body work's all just time for the most part. For the longest time, I was just doing single stage repairs on these cars. If I could zip it off at a body line, I would just zip it off at a body line and use single stage. Do a half-ass blend. Some of them look damn impressive. I surprised myself with some of the blends I got, blending from your appropriate base clear to a acrylic enamel. But you know, they don't want to pay $100 for paint. They don't want to pay $30 for paint. That's what they get. And, you know, like I said, I disclose. I don't lie. Life's too short for all that shit, and you gotta start remembering your lies. Alright, really, I mean, it's not perfect. And it's certainly not beautiful, but the mud's on.